Hey everyone, this is Steel with Studio Blue, and today we're going through a very quick devlog demo of the battle engine for Rosenhearts, the game that Studio Blue is developing. A lot of the assets here are still default and have not been yet customized, so music and artwork and battlers, a lot of that is still in the works. The maps that you're going to see are pretty much our finalized maps. So let's just go ahead and jump right on in. Alright, and as you can see, our save point's going to be a journal because that is in keeping with Victorian times. And as you can see, we are parallax mapping. So let's just go ahead and find some enemies and show you how the battle engine works. There we go, there's an enemy. Alright, let's jump into combat. So as you can see, we are using a CTB, a charge time battle, wherein you see the turns of all the characters, both on your side and on the enemy side, where their turns lie in the timeline, and it shows whose time is up, who's actually going. And this is a very strategy-heavy battle system. It's not as strategy-heavy as a tactical battle system, but it's not just a quick hack-and-slash system where you can just spam the fight button. You're going to have a difficult time if all you do is spam the fight button in this battle engine. You got to employ some kind of strategy. And the strategies are to utilize different techniques and abilities to debilitate your enemy and then destroy them. That way you're not just hacking at the enemy until he dies. Now there are two different types of abilities. First are MP consuming abilities like Magic and Spirit, and these actually require MP to power and are a lot stronger than other abilities. Now it is interesting to note that we have the Draw Spirit option. The reason is when the game first starts and whenever you rest and reset yourself, your MP actually drops to 0. So unlike a lot of battle systems where you have a surplus of MP and then spend it, you have to draw your MP from the world into you and then use it to power your stronger abilities. Now to offset that, we have things called techniques. Techniques are a lot easier to use. They require no MP, no TP, no cost whatsoever, but they have a cooldown time, meaning the stronger the ability, like for example Terrace Slam is the strongest thing Naomi has right now, has a longer cooldown time requiring more time from when she uses it to when she can act again, while something like Sasan Jete or Chase Rush will have a lesser cooldown time. So let's go ahead and see what we're dealing with. We have a level 1 wolf, 2 level 1 wolves. This is going to be a very easy fight. So let's just go ahead and have her, just to show how the abilities work. I could probably kill these guys just by attacking since I am level 3. But we're going to go ahead and show you how the abilities work. We'll choose Chase Rush on this enemy. Okay, and that killed him. And then we'll have Phileas Fogg from Around the World in 80 Days. We'll have him attack with Uppercut. And it got evaded. Hooray. So let's go ahead and have her use Fire Burst. A lot of the characters have elementally based techniques. These do have a slightly longer cooldown time than their normal attack, but they have an element added to them. So that way elements can be exploited without having to use the MP consuming abilities. And that wasn't enough to kill, so the wolf is going to attack. And Naomi can finish with a regular attack. There we go, that was enough. Since those were level 1 enemies, the rewards were very paltry. I just got leeches. Leeches are status healing items. What they do is they leech and suck the poison out of you. A lot of the status and curative items are based on remedies found during the Victorian era. So if you see things like leeches or bandages, laudanum, that's all stuff that was around during the Victorian time. So we try to keep everything thematic here. There's another enemy. Let's go ahead and engage. Okay, so now we have a white wolf, which is a slightly stronger enemy. He's level 2. Then we have a level 4 wolf and a level 3 wolf. Even though this white wolf is level 2, he is more dangerous because white wolves have a higher chance of using the Howl ability, which the Howl ability has the status ailment attached to it, which can make it easier for the enemy to attack and harm the allies. So it actually behooves us to kill the white wolf first. So I'm going to go ahead and have Naomi use Sanjite, which is a skyward attack, on the white wolf. That'll launch him skyward. And we don't actually have a graphic at this time for launching the enemy skyward, or grounding them into the ground, or sending them reeling. If we get a chance to, we will add that. That is a feature for the future, but at this time, it's just an arrow pointing up that shows that this enemy is now launched skyward. So now that the enemy is skyward, they're slightly weaker. So we're going to go ahead and have Phileas attack. He'll cause more damage now, and we'll have Victoria use Fire Burst. That should be enough to kill him. Yep, that was enough. Okay, so now we got these enemies. They can still use Wolf Howl, they just have a much lesser chance of using it. This is a pretty strong enemy here, this level 4 wolf, so we're going to try to debilitate him by Joint Lock, which will lower his attack. Okay, and now we're going to have Naomi attempt to ground him with Terra Slam. This does have a higher recovery time than her other techniques, but if we ground him, Victoria should be able to cause a significant amount of damage with her attacks. Okay, so now it's Victoria's turn. We're going to use an MP consuming ability, Fireball, and hopefully that'll be enough to actually kill the enemy. Should be. Yeah, so it caused almost 400 points of damage when normally it causes somewhere around 200. The enemy was weakened through the grounded state and is also weak to fire, therefore Victoria's Fireball spell caused a lot more damage. And that is the key point of this battle engine, where you attempt to weaken and debilitate the enemy through techniques so that you can use attacks or stronger techniques or MP consuming abilities that you've gathered MP into yourself and powered yourself up. You can then use those abilities to devastate the enemy. Speaking of powering up, since we have a weaker enemy, I'm going to have Phileas draw magic. You draw as much magic, it's a random amount based off of your magic skill, so magic casters like Victoria are going to draw more MP than people like Phileas who don't have much MP to begin with. Okay, now we're going to have Naomi guard. The guard ability is almost like a weight ability. It has a very high recovery time, so not only does it guard you from damage, but it brings you slightly down on the queue. This can allow you to chain together your attacks by determining who goes when. So it kind of gives you the ability to determine the order of your party. So I'm going to have Naomi guard, and it should put her either behind Victoria or Phileas. There we go. So now I'm going to have Victoria use Distraction, which will cause Dizzy. Dizzied enemies have a lower evasion and hit rate. Now I'm going to have Phileas send him skyward. And I'm going to have Naomi attack. And it wasn't enough to finish the enemy off, so we'll have Naomi attack again, and that should be enough this time. There we go. Now, as you can see, there's also a event sensor here. So the enemy, if I stay far enough away, won't actually come after the character. So we're going to try to sneak by and get this treasure chest. Alright, that is another item based off of Victorian times. It is a blood coagulate. It's a healing item that is used in combat. We're going to go fight this enemy up here. Got ambushed. There's no ambush or preemptive strike in this game at this time, though. Alright, there we go. Now we're fighting against snakes. Wonderful. As you can tell, this is a slightly stronger snake, level 4 versus level 2, so they're higher on the CTB scale. So let's go ahead and have Naomi attempt to ground the level 4 snake. Now, an interesting thing, not every single enemy you'll be able to ground or send skyward immediately. There will be state prerequisites, so some enemies, especially stronger ones, and especially bosses, you'll have to do things like blind before you can send them skyward, or send them reeling before you can make them grounded. The way the states will work together is it requires a strategy for stronger enemies and bosses to get them to that debilitated state where you can cause the maximum amount of damage. But for the time, everything is real simple because we're still testing the engine. So we're just going to have Naomi ground this snake. Okay, then we're going to have Phileas go ahead and, instead of debilitating the enemy, we're going to have him speed Victoria up by increasing her agility. Poor Victoria got bit by a snake. She hates snakes. Okay, so now we're going to have her... Now, if I slap the enemy, it will actually erase the grounded state and replace it with reeling, so instead we're going to have her distract the enemy. No, we're going to have her do medic on Naomi. There's a method to this, you'll see in a second. Okay, now that it's Phileas's turn, he is going to send the... No, he's not. He is going to cast Refresh and heal everybody. That's, as I was saying, you gather MP into you when you get a chance, and then you release it into one of those MP casting abilities, which does more than a technique when you need it the most. Okay, now that it's Naomi's turn, we're going to have her use some MP and use Chilling Grasp, which is a water-based attack, which snakes are weak to, and the snake is grounded, so it'll cause maximum damage. There we go. And also, MP consuming abilities have a 0 recovery time, so the character goes when they normally go. So there's no time penalty to using a MP consuming ability. Okay, we're going to have Victoria slap the snake, send them reeling. We're going to have Phileas and Naomi attack. We've been lucky so far. Snakes have a regular biting attack, and they also have a poison attack. We haven't been inflicted with poison yet, so we've been very lucky. Just like we also haven't seen the wolves use Wolf Howl, which causes dizzy. So we've been very fortunate in this playthrough. The one that I did earlier before I started recording, I actually had all my party members hit by Wolf Howl, so every single one of them were dizzy and were getting hurt really badly. There are items that both remove status, and there's equipment that prevents status, but you have to get those during the playthrough of the game or buy them at a shop. It's not something you start out with, obviously. So we've been very lucky on this playthrough. You haven't seen my party get trounced and have me really employ a healing strategy. Alright, let's have Naomi attack the snake. And that is it. And we'll go through one more fight, because I want to bring the characters over here. There's another snake. We'll catch him on the way back. A bloodstone ring. That is protection against poison, which we'll go ahead and equip. You can see our default resources for Mog Hunter's battle engine, or Mog Hunter's plugins. Let's put that on the healer. There we go. Come on, snakes. There we are. Alright, we have a level 2 and a level 3. This is going to be a relatively easy battle, so let's go ahead and start by... Let's start by doing Chase Rush on the level 3 snake. And then have Phileas ground the snake with Body Slam. Then we'll have Naomi distract the level 2 snake. And now we're going to have Naomi finish off the level 3 snake with Chilling Grasp. And now we can just use regular attacks to finish off the level 2. Oh, level 2 snake is not dizzy anymore. Alright, let's send him skyward. Alright, let's go ahead and try to finish him off with regular attacks. I did it. Alright, and that's it for this demonstration of the battle engine. As you can tell, it's still in its infancy. We still have a lot more to do to make it customized to the needs of the game. And as we continue developing the battle engine, we'll have more of these devlog videos. If you like what you saw, lay the smack down on the like button below. Subscribe to our channel. If you want to contact us or have any comments, leave them in the comments section below, or contact us through Facebook, Twitter, or the RPG Maker Web forums. And we'll see you in the next video.